Hey everybody, it's Mark Vogt, Ponscom Outfitters at Large for fly fishing and bow hunting. What we're doing today is taking my beloved Martin Saber that originally had 40-pound limbs, and I actually mounted on them 50-pound sage limbs from a Samick Sage bow, and it actually fits perfectly. What you end up with is cheap 50-pound limbs that go on the Martin Saber, but you end up with a super quiet hunting bow capable of actually throwing 400 and 340 spine arrows 30 yards. What we're going to do today is shoot at that 30-yard target in my backyard. That's Freckles, by the way. Freckles, climb down. Climb down. What I want you to hear on this film is just how quiet this bow actually is. So, here we go. This is a string walking technique, which typically is quite noisy. At 30 yards, I'm going to use a gap of 1.5 fingers, and then I'm going to shoot. So here goes. I came this far from center, this far. We'll zoom in a second, but you notice how quiet it was? No twang, no slap, no nothing. That's the amazing thing about this Saber's riser and the way that it positions the recurve limbs. Super quiet because there's no string slap on the backside of the limbs themselves. Let's shoot a couple more. I just wanted to show how long I can hold it. Although I did pull that one a little bit to the right. Let's do 2 more. Last one. These are 32-inch, 400 spine, 125 grain field point arrows. So they're not light and they're not whippy. And they're going through this bow super quiet. Let's go see. It's always hard to shoot when somebody's filming you. That's a pretty good spread for 30 yards. We're going to do one more round, film them, and you're going to see just how close I can get the center. Good penetration through the target, a good 10 plus inches. That's about 10 inches, which means if I had a broadhead on her, it would easily be a pass-through shot. Here's 20 yards. This is a 2-finger gap for me at this range. About 3 inches, right of dead center. Nothing wrong with that. Caught a little branch, that's common. But really the purpose of the video, guys, is to have you hear how quiet this bow ends up being, because that's what you want in the woods. It doesn't really matter how fast it is or how heavy the arrows are. If it's loud, the deer's going to jump because the sound is going to reach it before the arrow does. It's going to have time to jump, to whip, to whirl, to do something that's going to make you miss. So it's got to be deadly quiet. I'll take a quiet, slow bow any day of the week over a loud, fast bow, because as long as that arrow gets there before the sound does, you're going to get the deer. Let's go take a look. On a 210-pound deer, whitetail, all 4 of those would be kill shots. I'm only 4 inches from dead center on all of them, 2 inches from dead center on one of them. I would get the deer. Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that you can actually interchange. If you don't want to spend $150 on a set of replacement limbs for a Martin, You can do just fine buying a set of limbs for Samick and bolt them on, and they actually fit perfect. You'll end up with a bow that actually stacks up very quickly towards the end. It's going to not feel like 50. It's going to feel like 20, 20, 20, and then right here, the last third of the draw, it's going to go from about 20 pounds to 50 right here. But you still end up with a tremendously quiet shot. You end up with all 50 pounds. You end up with a great range. Using string walking and anchoring right here on the bow, I can easily get 55 and quite possibly 60 yards for a range and get very, very good accuracy. That's it. Thanks, everybody.